Alrighty guys, this is snugsonblitz and I'm back with another video for you today. So, the T32, the Tier 8 American Heavy Tank. Recently, it's received a bit of a buff, and I've gone back to play it, and I must say, the buff works. So, let me give you a quick review of the tank, and today I've got two games because I think they're both worth sharing. Solid gameplay, and I think you'll really understand how to play this tank. Okay, so overall, good. Armor, great. That turret is solid. You know, you're going to take some serious punishment with that turret. Gun, pre-buff, I would have said meh or okay. But post-buff, I'm going to say decent. It will struggle against those very heavily armored tanks, but other than that, you're golden. Your gold shells will do fine. Maneuverability? Okay. Nothing to write home about. I mean, it's a heavy tank. It's not meant to be fast. But it doesn't feel bad either. Anyway, with that, let's jump right into the first game. So, looking at the lineups. Well, they have an AMX M449, which is a good, solid heavy tank. They've got a Hori that can punish me. And they've got a Smasher, which I have to be careful of. We have a Progetto, that's my buddy, but I think I would give them the odds right now. We have an 047, but that is not a tank most people know how to play, so yeah. Anyway, I'd love to get rid of that AMX or the Smasher. I think if we can get rid of one of those two tanks, we should be golden. Again, that Hori does have a solid gun, so I've just got to be careful about that. And anyway, my buddy's gone the heavy side, so he's going to support me, which is great, and I'm hopefully not going to take a hit here. The answer is no, so great. So I got across without even being spotted, so I'm able to push on in over here. Now I could just sit around here, this area, because of the little hill here. I'm going to go over it. I'm just going to keep going, see if I can light them up, and hopefully give my teammates something to shoot at. Okay, lo and behold, there's that guy, and oh, great. Okay, make sure with this tank, oh brother, you zoom in all the way. Accuracy is not the best. Now we have lost one tank, so not great news, but okay, bounce my first shell. And you can see how red that guy is. So I'm going to change to Pramo, and even then, a lot of red, but I can pen the weaker parts of his tank, so I just have to aim. But luckily, yeah, this VK doesn't know what he's doing, so he's just going to get absolutely ripped apart. He's taken, what, 3 hits in a row? 4. Come on, get him gone. Okay, so we pulled it back, and things are looking okay. Okay, that Stura Mill is in the background, so nothing to worry about there. He's not pushing in. And I'm going to use my armor and just use this area right here to bounce shell after shell. Of course, if I come out too far, they will be able to pen my hull, but yeah, my turret is tough for these guys. The Hori might be able to do some damage, especially if he's using Pramo, but I don't see him anywhere around, so a tier 6 tank, yeah, he's gone. And here comes the MX. Can we get rid of him? Okay, didn't even need to do that. So, yeah, 6v1, it's all over. Who cares right now? I mean, Smasher's reload just prevents him from really taking on all of us. And lo and behold, it's all over. So, 2,600 damage. Decent victory. Nothing exciting, but yeah, I was able to bounce about 800 damage. So, they just didn't really have a great lineup, and I could tell that they weren't great players. So, yes. Anyway, let's move on to the second game. And it's pretty much the same idea. Find a place you can go hull down. And this map, Faust, does have a few of them. especially on the left-hand side for me. My buddy's in the Defender Mark 1, also a great hull-down tank, and he's going to head over there as well, so I'm just going to support him. So, off I go. Toddle, toddle, toddle. Yeah, as I said, this is not the fastest tank. It is sluggish, but, you know, it's not awful either. Okay, so here I go. Now, they do have some strong tanks, so I'm a little bit concerned about that. They've got the Skoda T56. That hits hard. Great armor as well. They also have, well, they have some good tank destroyers, the Foch and the WT. That can inflict some serious damage if I'm not careful. And they also have the Yo, which is not a tank I see very often, so I'm not really familiar with how to play against it. It does have decent armor. And lo and behold, we have found them. Ooh, my buddy got hit hard, so that's not good. They're going to push in hard against him if they're smart. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and support him. And hopefully, maybe our tanks will be able to support us. So they're coming in hot and heavy. Here he comes. As you can see, I bounced that. So 2 super heavy tanks coming in. I will be able to bounce shells with my turret, but if they can crest this ridge, they should be able to punish my hull. However, we've got our tank destroyer sitting at the back there, and yeah, inflicting a little bit of pain. Okay, took some damage there, but he paid the price. Unfortunately, well, what can I say? I didn't hit him. Gonna probably take a hit for my trouble, but I want to punish this guy as much as possible. Okay, here I go. Okay, boom, boom. With the Golem gone, or the Skoda T56, sorry, that's the camo that he has. So I should be able to take this guy on. Has an interesting reload system, so I'm not really familiar with how it works. I know it's got 4 shells, but it's weird, so anyway, I'm just gonna take my time and push in here carefully. Bounce that shot, so yeah, it looks like it would be a weak spot, but I guess if I don't have enough pen, I'm not gonna go through that little thing at the top. And they're all sitting back there, so I'm just gonna peek on over, and I think this guy's given up. Used APCR just to ensure that I could hit him. And back to AP now. And, ooh. Wanted the WT really, but, well, you know, any one of them would have been fine, to be honest with you. This guy's armor is solid, and I missed that. As you can see, the accuracy is not great. But, yeah, the gameplay for the T32 is very simple. WT's gone. All you need to do with this tank is find a little hill, a little ridge, peek on over, shoot, back on up, yeah, back and forth, back and forth. It's not the most exciting gameplay, but it works, and I think it's an important gameplay that people need to learn how to play if they want to get good at this game. Gun depression, in my opinion, is the single thing that will take you from an okay player, 46%, 47% average, to a good player, 55, 56. I think that's the single most important thing you can learn. And this tank is great for teaching you it. Yes, you will get a few bounces. Look at that, 1,600 damage blocked. Thank you very much. 2,300 damage and a mastery. How about that? So, do you like the T32? I think it's okay, but I think it's a great training tank to learn how to use gun depression. Don't push in too aggressively. Take your time, nice and slow, and yeah, work it. So, let me know in the comments below what you think of it. Have you played it after the buff? Do you think it's changed? Do you still think it's one of the weaker tanks that it once was? Yeah. Anyway, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, guys. I really appreciate all the help you've given me. And I'll see you next time. Snugs on Blitz, out.